right, welcome back to our international news page tonight. President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, says that ceasefire is still in place after exchange of fire in Strait of Hormuz. U.S. President Donald Trump says a ceasefire is still in place with Iran, despite a clash between Iran and U.S. naval destroyers in the Strait of Hormuz, for which both sides blamed each other. The United States of America said Iran launched missiles, drones, and small boats against the three of its warships in what is called an provoked attack. Trump said Iran terrified today. Iran's top military command, meanwhile, alleged the U.S. had targeted an Iranian oil tanker and another vessel approaching the Strait of Hormuz and carried out an aerial attack on several coastal areas. In further sign of the fragility of the ceasefire, early on Friday, the United Arab Emirates Ministry of Defense said its air defense were actively engaging with a missile and drone attack from Iran. Iranian state media initially reported explosions in the Strait of Hormuz, describing them as an exchange of fire with the enemy. Meanwhile, local media reported explosions were heard in Tehran. Today, our Pope Leon XIV is celebrating a year after he got elected as the Pope. Major trips to the Middle East and Africa as consistent with the College of Cardinals, adjustments and reforms within Roman Curia. News in detail.
Election to the papacy, Pope Leo has emerged a global religious leader strongly focused on peace, diplomacy, church reform, and support for vulnerable people. Celebrating the anniversary of his election on May 8, 2026, the Vatican reflected on 12 months marked by international travel, diplomatic initiatives, pastoral outreach, and efforts to strengthen unity within the Catholic Church. Born in Chicago as Robert Francis Prevost, Leo became the first pope from the United States of America. However, this long missionary service in Peru shaped much of his pastoral identity, giving him a close ties to Latin America. During his first appearance after being elected, Pope has repeatedly spoke about peace, a theme that has remained central throughout his pontificate. Over the past year, Pope Leo has consistently appeared for an end to global conflict. He called for ceasefire in Gaza and Ukraine and urged world leaders to choose dialogue instead of violence. The Pope held meetings with Israel and Palestinian leaders and also engaged in conversation with Lebanese representatives. In significant diplomatic, Vladimir Putin reopened communication channels that has remained limited during the previous years. The Vatican say much of the Pope's diplomatic work has taken place quietly behind the scenes. Leo explained that the Church's mission is not political confrontation but encouraging peace and reconciliation. He even proposed the Vatican as a possible venue to negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, an idea welcomed by Ukraine but received cautiously by Russia. International travel because another defining feature to do of his first year. His first apostolic journey took him to Turkey and Lebanon, where he participated in celebration marking the 1700th anniversary of the Councils of Nicaea. In Lebanon, the Pope comforted communities affected by war, economic migration. Later, Pope Leo completed an extensive visit to Africa, traveling to Algeria, Cameroon, and Equatorial Guinea. During the tour, he addressed issues including poverty, justice, and human rights. In Cameroon, he called for peace in conflict-affected regions, while in Angola, he criticized the unequal distribution of wealth despite the country's vast oil and diamond resources. He also visited prisons and encouraged government to protect human dignity, support social development. Young people played an important role during the Pope's first year, particularly during the Jubilee of Youth celebration in Rome. More than 1 million young people attended the event. His appearance among crowds of young Catholics strengthened his image as Pope closely connected to ordinary people. As Pope Leo begins his second year as a leader of Catholic Church, attention is already turning toward 14 international visits, including a planned trip to Latin America as well as the public of his first encyclical. 1 year after his election to the papacy, Pope Leo has emerged.
Thank you all very much once again. And after we come to an end of